Hello London folks, welcome back to Pxy-VERSE. We are back with this time rigging. So I'm in this scene here, and let's get the soundtrack. I finished all the assets, and the only remaining thing that huge remaining thing, moderately time-consuming thing is the rig of the character, which I need to improve, because I need to finalize it, and maybe some other things in the materials, the costume, but essentially it's the rig. And so here I've made these plants, assets, geometry node things, but I need to improve the way the leaves they randomize on the directions. It's not, there are many little things to fix, but overall it is working. I can randomize the scale. It's just there are some, I can extrude stuff like this, so, but there are many limitations yet, so I need to improve this stuff. I could have maybe there's an add-on that already does it, but I found my way to, I find cool this idea here. And yeah, so this is kind of fun what we can achieve with this. It's all around. It's not very good right now, right? Because also I have the leaves are instance objects here. Of course I'm gonna take them off here. They have some varied shapes, but we barely see the varied shapes, and color, which is randomized, but I think the random colors might not be working for the, maybe it's working for the geometries, because it randomizes by object directly in the shader editor, so I think that is good enough. So here we have also some bottles, very simple. We need to duplicate them, mark them as assets. Some cups, this one is, we should probably reset it with a lot of interesting materials. And where is the, I've augmented the size, the height of this shelf, so now the bottles, they fit properly. And also I've expanded this one here, so more little things to adjust, but overall this place is not still got a problem with the I think this thing got a mirror modifier that probably wasn't applied. Let's fix this. Select, divide this, take it off from the mirror along the y-axis, maybe? No, along the, okay, so mirror using the, I think the origin of this object is broken, so let's use whatever could be. It could be here. Right mouse button, click, set origin to 3D cursor, then use the mirror as on itself, okay, and then let's use clipping. Let's make GY, yes, it's clipped, and then we're gonna just apply this and then join it with the others. Yeah, the UVs might have been, we could remake the UVs for better result. And yeah, overall this place is I need a niche probably for these plants on there. They are the wrong side, I guess. The points where the extrusion, the instance appear, of course this is broken. I need to improve the setup. But it's funny to work with that. If we had spontaneously this stuff already, maybe there's a tree add-on that has this. I think it's not the case of the sap generator. It's different. It's not for a semi-procedural creation like that, I think. What happens if I connect here? Probably something bad happens. Yeah, I get more in the corners. Because they are not facing some good orientations, it's still work in progress. But to see what it should look like. So we have some hanging leaves, these ferns like that, and that should be cool. With randomized everything. More they are, yeah, maybe they are around the columns. So it will be a little more time consuming to do this even near the bed. I could have done this manually, but I insisted to improve my understanding of geometry nodes, to my direct practice with it, so we can do a lot of stuff with very simple tricks, and this is how we pave the way to some in the long term, right, some creativity, right? One way to go, right? Because we could of course learn how they call. Okay, let's go for the rig. We could learn I'm trying to remember what I was talking. Yeah, so we could try to learn the pre-made, prefabricated stuff, of course. But then what happens is that I just don't want to be a merely problem solver. I want to solve problems for myself. And for me, I think having skills, having knowledge, being comfortable with this is with the tools that I use, the skills that I have, knowing about more in depth, right? I think for me this is fundamental. It's personal, and it's not a good approach in terms of short term or even pragmatism, but it's I think this It's not necessarily related to creativity, but it's like a structured learning, teaching, educational aspect of doing stuff, right? Making stuff, doing stuff. All right, because in this world there's the companies, the business, they all want usually problem solvers. Well, depends on the job, but let's say in most cases, those you could know a lot of things about something, have lots of skill, but they want someone that, this is my perception, probably I'm wrong, but there is this idea of problem solving which is very good, but of course this is why there is problems to start with, right? Many of the problems are caused by our own systems or behaviors or of course necessities, but also untouched, unreflected, unexperimented solutions that we think that we know everything, but actually our society is garbage. So all right, so almost everything could be done better in different ways, in better ways, if we just had time to not time, but the intelligence, resource, if we had the right resources for doing stuff. Okay, so this is the rig that I'm doing for the face. It's a cartoony stylized rig for this adapted style from 2D to 3D that I've been doing for years, right? Not only that character, the entire style, I mean, and it requires every character design, if we're gonna rig, requires a specific thing, right? Specific things and features. It's not all the same, right? So this character design requires it's not a Pixar mouth, it will be more a anime-like mouth, but not a conventional 3D cartoony mouth, not a Pixar mouth which has a wide range of motions, I think, not an anime mouth also, because it would be often some sort of stylized cartoony anime stuff, so mixing 3D properties within all that. So so the eyelashes are very stylized. The one style that in 2D could be a good reference for what I do, I mean, I even getting inspiration for that for 3D adaptation. Why not 2D? But it's the Has-Been Hotel. Maybe you know this. It's the let's see. Hope there's not any yoga thing here. Okay, so you have many sensual stuff, but let's go for the style. So we'll get here the, what is the name of the, has been hotel. So I think it's with Z. Anyway, so the character design has many features that remember my style. I didn't take reference from that original, because when I've developed my style way before, but those things transfer, right, evolve, right? So turns out that more recently I've been appreciating more and more the cartoony mouth expressions that this kind of it's not also something peculiar to this style. No, this is like but I'm mentioning this because I think the artist that made this this style is really good. And this character, different from the ones that I draw, is really good for 2D animation, right? Because look at the... So this is also not new. This is very well known. So so it's not for the body that I... Even though although the proportions, some proportions are related to what I do, what I draw, especially the eyelash, some of the eyelash, some of the eyes, the shape of the face, yeah, somewhat, more or less, yeah, because you see it's not anime, but remembers a little certain faces, like, yeah, maybe a little this one, maybe this one, but it's more cartoon, it's more specialized, right? Shapes are more original, and there are many variations, and I love the variations with the eyelash. So this is thing that I'm developing on my... I've been working on my characters for a long time, and it's not... Okay, so I've been using this as a reference to a 2D reference to match some 3D mouth expressions with something called the universal... Yeah, for them this face really looks like some things that I draw. Okay, for the eyes. Anyways, let's go back to here, and this is one of the characters that has the eyelash. So I can rig these eyelashes with shrink wrapping feature in Blender, right? So the eyelids, they got immediately shrink wrapped to the eye surface. So this eye surface is not an eyeball. It could be an eyeball, but it's not a symmetric and spherical rounded shape. It's very specific. This is an eye coin, so it's also shrink wrapping onto the eye surface. This is not necessary. You can use with a UV warp modifier, you can rig this. There are other approaches also, but I found lately that this is like the more advanced, because with the UV warp we have the eye surface. Let me show that thing. With the why I can't sell it? Okay, here. So this is the, let's isolate, this is the eye surface that I'm talking about. It's a single one, like imagine Sonic. It can be separated. In the UV warp you need two of them because of the mirror. You cannot mirror UV. If you mirror UV, it's screwed up, screws the rig, right? Because then you move one eye, the other eye reflects to the other side, so it doesn't work. They get totally symmetric, and you can't do, at least I don't know any way to solve that. So we need to have two eye surface or two eyeballs. And so by having this thing, we get the eye coins, which is an idea that I first seen on 3D cartoons made for those, how do you call the avatars, right? The facial mocap, those avatars, right? And then what is an anime also? What is those eye coins? Never too weird for me. But then as I start to explore and I start to understand, and then I went to the next level. Some guy, Magpie, I think, in Blender Artist, we were discussing about shrink wrapping eye coins onto an eye surface, because then the eye coin can, but then we ended up, so his proposal was very inventive. So in my perspectives, I've never seen that done before, but then one idea was to shrink wrap the mesh with a shrink wrap modifier, but it's very hard because depending on if the eye is very flat, also it depends on the method of shrink wrapping. There are project, so the project can work very well, there won't be too much distortion, but only if the eye is very flat, which is not the case here. The eye starts to deepen back very harshly on the corners, on the edge, and that in the project method of shrink wrap will completely be a disaster. We can fix it if we have a ghost eye, but then you see that won't go back, so it will be flatter, but then the eye of course will surface onto the flat, not on the eye, and of course then the eye will be floating, then it will it's very easy to have intersection, so it won't work, right? But it can help in prevent some problems. So the project thing is not good for this case. Shrink wrap, let's see. Shrink wrap, okay, here. So you see snap mode, no, it's a wrap method actually. Wrap method. So you see project, nearest face adversary. These ones, yeah, nearest surface point, this will be the traditional one, but the project can be useful provided the eye is flatter. It's not the case here, so instead I found out that there is a conversion method or technique that is you can always do those things, right? To convert certain things into something more raw, and in this case the conversion was converting the modifier, the shrink wrap modifier, into coins here. Let's hide some collections here. Convert there's still something showing here. Convert the shrink wrap modifier, let's say like that, convert to deform bones that themselves contain the shrink wrap bone constraint nearest surface. So this will allow, so they are all parented here, but they all have, so these are I call the legion of mini deformed bones, and these are the conversion. This is also a deformed bone, but this is, so the waves here, it's relatively simple. So you have this for the, we need to have, yeah, then we get some, okay, so this is very even, right, distribute, so nothing special here, and this is got here. So we could have this one having waves everywhere, but this will also work, this already works. If we mess up these waves, the eye can easily get distorted. So these are the ways for this, but then we have the ways for, there might be a shrink wrap target. No, because this is not a shrink wrap modifier. This is a shrink wrap. These are shrink wrap bone constraints, and they are all on surface. So they could be outside surface, but on surface. And this is not a controller bone, so the control bones are elsewhere. So this rig is a bit tricky then to develop the control rig of this, the mechanism rig. But essentially, once the mesh, the icon mesh object are shrink wrapped to the bones, then we just have to have this bone follow up certain constraints, because this one in this case is not, I think it's locked. No, it's just because of the copy location, I guess. Yeah, it is free to rotate though, but it's not, yeah, I cannot move it because it's locked. Then we have, for example, master face. So if I'm not sure where, probably do we have some mechanism bone here for the eye, let's see. Well, if there is, I'm not finding it, so this is definitely a, okay, then we have, let's unsolo all and let's see if we can find anything. Normally there's not, usually I was giving a mechanism bone set here, but no, there's not this. Instead what we have is this control eye. I'm still improving this, but there's something about the control rig that is messed up. I mean the custom shapes, the widgets, but otherwise let's isolate. So we have this, we have some controllers here, so the controllers, they work here, they don't control anything there, because there is just about the deformed bones apparently. So so these controllers can be a bit tricky to set up, because in relation to the ice track, you know, and then so you have these things are limited because of these map limits ice circles. So these are locations, but they are, yeah, I see I need to improve the positioning here, I guess. The relations, I think on the next pass, it's not important for me. I mean, it's good that I get this cleaned up. So this is a bit tricky then, but the fundamental thing is to get the shrink wrap icon with shrink wrap bond constraints converted, right? It's a conversion of the shrink wrap modifier. Another case, I'm using shrink wrap modifier because it's better. For example, here the eyelids mesh are shrink wrap modified, right? Let's see, where is the face? We got here. So we have many shrink wrap things. This is for the Universal Sonic mount rig, by the way. So this is the mount rig. Let's go back here and select a lower face setting. Okay, lower face is there. We have tweak lips somewhere. Yeah, so we can do a lot of things already, but I'm not using. I need to improve this this rig nonetheless. So where's the? I miss. So here you can have with these regular bones, we can have all sorts of shapes for the mouth on a certain. It might be, yeah, we need pose assets and some improvements here, but in principle we can have sharp angles in many strategic places, or even rounded. Bendy bones might not be so good for this, so here no bendy bones. So this is the Universal Sonic mouth setup, but I still have more to do, like I'm gonna make the anatomic lips technique, and I also have some helper lips helper bones to substitute shape keys. I don't have shape keys right now that are valid. Maybe I'll make some of them. There are some. The purse expression and the rounded can be difficult to achieve spontaneously without shape keys, you see. So we can probably achieve something here. Let me try. But then it might be hard to pose because we need some automators to get those poses right. But actually this seems regular, but wouldn't it be better if we have a... So these bendy bones would probably do better. But yeah, we can get some sort of rounded shape. But it's not very smooth, right? We would need more geometry, more subdivision. Maybe we could use an activator of, I don't know, never tried, but this will destroy the lips shape. But we could have something like in substitution to the like smooth corrective maybe. Well, don't seem to be working. Anyways, probably I need to... Okay, so with this expression we can do, certainly we can already start tell, but many things are wrong here in the character design, so I'll have to readdress. The problem is that this will mess up with the textures, but that's okay. I think I've made a mistake here, so I'm gonna retake these elements here. So gonna get okay, we're gonna hide the armature for now. So these eyelashes, they are not good. Yeah, I'll have to find a way to solve this thing, because the character design implies that the eyelash goes yeah, here also I'm feeling like this is not correct. We need a bit more mass there, and here we need this thing. I don't want to create another... Okay, so we're gonna snap here. I'm gonna use the old technique. So face include non-edited, then we're gonna snap this to the eye surface, and we're gonna just display some of this. Actually, I'm gonna do something more like here. Yeah, I want this to be moving up, so this is a strategy to start isolating this without... Maybe I can make the economy of edge loops, right? I think this would work, so should work. Then I'm gonna extrude here. Here we shouldn't be snapping this, and here we're gonna do this, and here we're gonna connect this. We're gonna change the materials already. Yeah, same material, but we need to change the texture, otherwise this will appear horrible always. So GG, let's see. We could never done this way, right? But like I could Control X this and just have this. But we see here that it suffers a little to have the good curvature. No, it's okay. So my idea is keep things simple. So I'm gonna investigate the textures first. That's pretty nice. I think this should work. This could cause trouble, of course. Yeah, it could cause a lot of trouble because of the waves. But I need to check with the proper texture, right? So I'm gonna select this, select by material. Okay, there are some seams hidden. Clear seam, mark seam. So there's a lot of edge data here which is disrupted, so I have to fix this. Mark seam, clear seam. Then there's also the this curvature is not good. But at the same time, it's the eye is slightly closed. It's not the totally open eye, so might make sense that it's actually like this. And maybe I should push this a little more. Yeah, my idea would be to push this slightly more outward here. So this angle is not for me. Oh, of course, I know why this is happening. It's because I have some bones here. It's the depth warp setup. Okay, depth warp control map setup. We need to get to the tweak. Some bone here. This tweak is positioned in a way that is yeah, okay, let's pull it like this. So here I want to catch the real not the real, the normal pose for the character design, and this can be kind of difficult without the character design because I don't have the rest position anymore here. As for the character design, so I modeled it as the character design, but then I had to readjust it. So other parts of this, of course, would be, so I did this in this way. I've changed this, I made this setup here. To improve the quality of the eyelids rig. So I didn't have too many cards to play there. That would be good. So here we got an approximation. Also I can play with the eyelids. There's a eyelids automation which is playing here, but it's not doing, it's not completed yet. I need to retake it basically. We could try to see what, and I cannot apply this rest pose because this will change the position for the child bones, which will mess up my this setup, so this is inconvenient. So yeah, so this this approach is difficult because we can't get spontaneous. Well, I've already mentioned it's because I need to fix the automation of the eyelash. So, but as when it comes for the eyelashes, not the eyelids, the eyelashes, then the pose of the eyelids open, it's mostly good, right? It's very consistent, right? So I shouldn't be taking too much care about the eyelids actually, because the eyelids they have their own automation which depends of the eyelids posing, right? But we can make adjustments regarding that. So possibly I can keep changing this to get the focusing on the curvature here of the eyelids. Okay, I think this should work. Then but we need to be careful about some possible artifacts that could arise. But this is secondary. Now we go back to the eyelashes, and yeah, so here I will investigate what's those major creases there happening. Okay, the texture. I'm gonna save. Let's address the texture here. So I need to, I was using the character design, but this 2D is not necessarily the final, because I need to see what looks good in 3D. So in 3D the eyelashes get even bigger than on 2D, curiously, and it seems better for me. So there is some developments, right, that are specific to the 3D that don't happen on the 2D, and vice versa. Here we could probably also make some, I don't know what happened there, we just Probably I've messed up the positionings and forgot the 3D, the 2D reference. Okay, slight improvement, but this will be details for the long term. Now let's get the grease pencil off. What is this? The texture, right? Yeah, I'm confused because there's texture like I had a terrible experience understanding how this texture painting works in Blender. It took me a long time to get used to it, and now I'm having flashbacks. I don't even remember how to start it. Okay, so here, but it won't happen, so I have this thing here. Now something that I can do, yes, let's bring this into the, okay, I'm gonna make a highlight about that, but first we need to include some extra geometry, which could be complicated because I don't know what happens to them. Yeah, like how do you fix those kind of okay, like this, they are overlapping. I probably should re-UV and wrap this. But I'm afraid of losing the progress here, although this is pure black, so maybe we can just do that. Yeah, like I don't remember the UV unwrap method. Let's no, probably I placed it this looks likely, this looks closer to, but there's a mini thing here. What is this one? Ah, it's this one. Okay, I don't know why it is here. Let's just do this again. Okay, it just wants to keep separated like that, so this also works. Good. Of course, we could improve this, but overall this is good enough. So yeah, so this is a process I've never done, or I don't remember having done it. So I have a lips material which is glossy, which is for the nails, but turns out that actually I have a better alternative. I want to keep these materials as it is, so I'm not gonna mix with the... It's okay to have an extra material here. So this is both for the lipsticks and it helps sometimes having a separate material. So I just don't know why there's this idea of getting all into a single UV text, probably for organization or something else, maybe some game engine limitation, I don't know. For me it's having multiple materials sometimes is much better, even for selections. Then you have to fix the UV as well. It's all in the same area, so mesh region, mesh island, and then you don't care about the UV map so much. So for example, the eye, I don't want the iris pupils to be on the same of the... Okay, so this is Clara. We have some roughness, not too much. I have to check if this material is correct. I'm not using image texture for that, but let's see. Shading here. So why do I need this emission? There's a FAC. Do I really need an emission here? I have just glossy, and yeah, we can use the UVs here. So glossy with something here. No, we don't need the UVs, but maybe this is good for other materials. So, but I have nothing to put this, so that would work. So no mapping here. If I get here the color really messed up, I need a color from like but this is just a single input, so there's nothing special about it, so we can keep this. So it's a special material, and so if I okay, so let's say this is more emission and less glossy. This is okay, so this is more about I should be careful with this emission, though it could cause some issues for the... So far I haven't seen any problem, so we can keep it. So we got this done. Let's then address the what was this, the I'm forgetting stuff here, the texture fixed. Then there was automation of, oh yeah, there's a list of stuff. Yes, that's it. So here, oh yes, the integration, right? So basically what I want to do is to check this glossy material. And yeah, so you have this color here for some roughness, so it's slightly reflective, somewhat reflective. We get this material here. Select all home key, then we see that it uses a texture coordinate, but it doesn't use actually the coordinates of image texture, while I could be using at this point, because it is part of a UV map. This is a mesh that contains the same UV of the skin. Oh, this might be old. So of the skin. So if I check this this one, I guess. You see that we have in this texture, we've got some, the UVs of the nails are there, but I'm not using this this image texture for this, while I could be using the same, exactly the same. So I'm gonna do a Control C here. I think that should work. Control V, alright. So this won't do any difference here. Maybe it will be good for the, yeah, maybe not for the nails. It will lose its roughness. Well, there's a roughness map here. So I don't care about the roughness, the data, but before, so I'm just gonna connect this. I'm gonna select this one. We're going to, yeah, so here I'm not sure these things will work. Of course, right now this there's no texture whatsoever in these lips, but we could make a material selection here. Shift H. Actually, we can isolate, totally isolate that, and try to maybe this magic texture. Let's see with what was it like? Ah, this magic thing was for the roughness. Yeah, it's a sort of a roughness map. Maybe not a great idea. So we're gonna, I need the lights. Okay, let's hide a bunch of stuff here. I'm gonna use this mask here. Then we're going to hide everything that we don't need here. Texture can be here, right? But then we don't see the shader effect. But here it's not the shader effect, it's pure texture that we want to check to start with. How do I, yeah, I need to Wasn't there a way to see the UVs in here? Well, doesn't matter. I'm gonna... Okay, the texture map is disconnected. There we go. So we're gonna plug this here and we're going to... Okay, the UVs are here. So we're gonna S, what's the shortcut? V, it's V. Okay. And here we're gonna pick the same, but we're gonna change the tone. So we're gonna X to exchange. I really don't know what is what in here. Apparently these are the corners. Better. We don't have much resolution on these UVs apparently. Yeah, so this will be a little limiting for... The UVs are just too small, so I could try to readdress these UVs, Shift F10. There's just not enough space to develop this, or maybe I could try to re-UV unwrap this. They have seams, don't they? Yeah, we have seams, so maybe smartest thing would be to just mark seam here, and we get this UV minimum stretch. We have 2 UV islands. We just need to need more space to stop having this. Yeah, so I have a lot of empty space there though, so maybe I can I don't see any other thing there, right? Let's address the UV map, the UVs. Yeah, there's nothing there, so you can place the lips here, so it's a big stuff, could help with the details. So this is the bottom lip, so I think this is the lip corner. And this is the upper lip, and of course they are like this because a mirror modifier. So where's the mirror? I think it's occupying the, yeah, it's the same spot, right? Then we're just going to X here. Yeah, so exactly this. So that's why this has. So we're gonna just match these colors. Gonna save, gonna Alt S here, gonna start to less string. So here we can try getting problem at the bottom, right? So here I'm not sure what I'm gonna do, but for the corners. This is inside, yeah, it's the inner part, so this doesn't matter too much. It's more here. Of course, I don't want to do something too realistic, so we have to address this in. So I could use so this magic texture. We could at least try to mix it. It's sort of a noise thing. Here it would be symmetric if we use it like this. Which might be precisely what we don't want. So there's an interesting technique. We can use the UV map of the mirror modifier. Can we find those UVs and separate them? No, I think they do not split, but we can still use a shader, procedural shader, or another UV map. But the UV map I think won't work because the object is still the same with mirror modifier. So yeah, we have this thing here. Let's see what happens. Yeah, we can. It would be nice if we were able to see what happens. Just yeah, I need to see both sides, to see the final result. But it's just a small detail. So if we get something. Yeah, let's use the 0. yeah, not look here. Okay, let's try this with B-spline, so it's very smooth stuff. And so where we could use this one for the roughness map, right? Then we connect here, so nothing too new. This one, okay, the UVs, the texture paint, okay, all that need to keep. Use some blur here. This is too much. Maybe smear. Yeah, this will blend this a little better. And we'll be able to make these pushes, right? Here I don't know what is top and bottom, so we're gonna this is the mid. So it's the bottom here that we need to and this will still be rendered, and there are more things that will happen here. So right now there was a mix node here, or was just roughness here. I think it was just this. It looks too much reflective, so you need to reduce this one here, and this we're gonna also place here. Okay, so you have some more interesting variations, right? So now We can Alt S this, save. So this is very interesting. We have a UV map, and we are okay. Forgot the texture pane, the nails here. So I got these UVs. Just one side, and thumb. We can use the mask here, not that it matters too much here. So yeah, we just want some anomalies, some net organic variations. To complement everything. So there's not a rule here for how this will show. It's just for generating all sorts of subtleties that could help. Also, you could do something about the eyelash, but for now, I won't care about the eyelash. So here, I'm gonna save here, and so this part doesn't contain the we could try something for the eyelash, but I don't remember. Yeah, the eyelash, they have the same material of the skin, so I think it's pure texture there. Let's see. Yeah, I can just V. Okay, I'm just gonna erase this. And see if there's anything we can do about the stylized eyelash. So V this, and then here V this again, but then we're gonna get this is not exactly it's a dark purple. Okay, so I don't see where I'm painting. I can probably check the UVs. This is the top, this is the bottom. Okay, it was easy actually to discover. So here we're gonna get Shift F10, go back to the So maybe try to make it darker in the... I don't know, because in the drawings they are just right, they are just black stuff, right? So, but I think what we could try to do here is the same idea. We can try to mimic some sort of hair. Isn't there some radius? Yeah. I have a stylus tablet, so probably I can benefit from it's hard to control this on these fast strokes. Even on slower strokes it can be hard. So maybe I should try the other direction. So I'm not sure this with some smoothing maybe. I'm not sure it's convincing for the kind of geometry I have, but probably it will be nice if I blur them, or but I think the UVs are too small here, so this could be detrimental. You'll see the pixels. So maybe just some subtle things there will be seen, and that should be good. This won't appear, but it's just to get some ordered stuff. So that we can see the whole pattern in the final state, even the brush that are not, the strokes that are not part of it directly. If we move the UVs or the mesh for some reasons, we don't get bad surprise. We have a small threshold. Also, you could try to blur in this direction. No, this doesn't make much difference, I guess. So we have here some slight stuff, but you'll have to see in the renders. It's good, right? I think it's safe. But this uses a special, I don't think it has a, I don't know what it is using as the skin texture. If the eyelashes are somewhere, if this thing is masked in some way. There are a lot of things here. And I haven't organized by name, so okay, so this is causing some glitch. No, it's not this. This is different. It's the procedural mask that is causing glitches. This gradient texture. So I thought maybe I could bake this. Maybe I could bake this into, yeah, let's try to bring this as a we see that this thing sort of No, it has nothing to do with the lips, I hope. Yeah, it doesn't have. So if I go in cycles here, I want to bake into a new image texture just to prevent, just to compare. So if this works well, so I don't remember the name, so click that, then we get to, yeah, we're gonna try bake, so diffuse, yes, then above surface, yes, just the color, then I've been doing this before, image texture clear, and yeah, so in principle if I get the object, that should bake this something in here. And I don't think this is correct. No, I think, of course, we need to connect this one to the final output. Okay, it's going all the way to the material. I think something horrible happened. Well, I haven't saved. Let's just make sure I don't destroy my artwork here. I hate this baking setup. No, it's image textures. This is the thing that I need a backup, okay, just in case. Oh, it worked. It is here. So I don't know what happened then for the... Okay, let's reconnect stuff here. And now I'm gonna substitute. Control T. we're just gonna do this. No, not this. We're gonna just use this. It's not working. No, it is working, but so this baking also didn't work actually. So it's pure headache. Now apparently my mask, oh, okay, of course we need to connect here. Alright. Okay, the mask is working there. The procedural, but the baking failed. Let's try. I don't know why it didn't bring white. White bring transparent. This margin could break my setup of UVs. We'll see if there's anomalies. It should bake on top of this again. Let's try again. Alpha, yeah, why would I want alpha? No, I don't want alpha for this particular one. Select it. Let's disconnect just in case. And bake this into this. Okay, same problem happens here. It's like destroys my space agent. It looks like it destroyed it. But no problem, I have a backup, so this doesn't work. And this got the alpha, yeah, great. So it's like it never works the way I want. So I have to be doing this. And yeah, there is nothing. Yeah, so what I could do is skip this one and just exchange here. And yeah, not there. Yeah, so this is just being used. I don't need this one anymore, so the idea will be this connector here that we are substituting. I'm gonna just leave it here so we are sure what this is about. and then I get here and paint manually a mask like here. Yeah, all that. And go on this. Yeah, we got that masked and like paint. And then this bucket also never works. No, now it decided to work. Then we're gonna get pure white, and for some reason this don't reset, and now the mask doesn't work. Okay, now it worked. Seems to have painted exactly on the area, but we're gonna extend this these regions for safety. Here gonna be more careful. Okay, and that is all there is. So now we're gonna use this mask gonna just save this one. Character, yes. I don't see any reference for baking here, so and also this could be faster to load, so I'm gonna save here. I could improve this thing here on the neck. The neck is there, yeah, so it's just Okay, I'm gonna save this. If it asks, don't save, because I think that was the destruction that this horrible bake system attempted to destroy my. Okay, now if we return and check, here my image texture should have been preserved. Yes, it is good. So I think I didn't. Yeah, maybe I lost the progress on the eyelashes. No, they were saved, so that means that I also preserved the. Okay. Alright, so everything worked, but now, so you see the suite here is a mask from not a procedural. This will also do the same thing, but procedurally. So I believe this will be safer. It will be glitch. I hope this will be glitch safe. And here for the workbench, I need to select one texture. If I click this, I'll have this, which will be terrible for rendering. So I need to have this. Other things won't do anything. So it's very bizarre, but that's, I don't remember what is this, translucent, doesn't matter. We have just have now to recover this. And although this may sound that it was very little improvements, it was important stuff here. Sclera, we got that fixed. Then integrate mask for eyelash makeup, we solved that. We instead, oh yeah, actually makeup could be nice. There are very different topics. So actually this is not done. It's not that it needs to be done, but nail, lip, skin for the UV map. Yes, it's so. Okay, so this is what I've done. Integrates tongue and arcades lipstick nails to skin material. Ah, there's lips, tongue. So masks for, we could get like eyelashes if we want to. It's because of the shader, the procedural. So gloves might be makeup, I think it will be the primordial thing. Sweet, this is another. This will be secondary, yeah. No, etc. So basically, so with ideas you can have virtually infinite possibilities, but we need to stick to something that is so gloves. All this is like, I need to give a code for this, like unnecessary, right? Like 3 points, we don't need this. Makeup will be nice, eyelash we don't need, so it's just for the makeup. I've tried, but it's not necessary. So revision, meta armor tones, okay, this is a little, this is also yeah, this is like not for now, not important, right? So then we get face rig, okay, upper face revive, complete all facelifts. So materials essentially always done here, body, and yeah, this looks like a long list, but the essential thing is the adjustments, right? Maybe so to continue here, just to try to get to the rig actually, because this was just about materials. Let's address the automation of the eyelashes, because by having made adjustments to these textures, now I think everything has slightly more functionalities going on. So we need to good colors, I mean, and then I need here to find the automator system for this. It's actually, this is a tedious task, but I think we can do it and leave this fairly good at once. Where are the bones? Okay, I need the armature object. Okay, then the bones which are matter here are Shift G collection, no, Shift G color. We don't need these head controllers. No, actually we want this, we want this, maybe we want this too, okay. So there are some eyelash bones which will follow their respective tweaker. Maybe this we hide for now. So I need to address multiple things here in order to get this thing right. So rest position, You see the bone is already automated. This is just a copy transforms bone constraint. So why it has so many? I don't remember. No, this is the tweaker. The eyelash bone has just deformed bone, right? Just has this single one. So I wonder about the parenting. Handle. Oh, because of course the handle 2, handle 3. Okay, so they're just directly paired to the handle, and then they get this transformation bone constraint. So it will be relatively simple. We want this to it's possible that the deforms are, the waves are inconsistent on this, and I have to smooth this weight. So here, for example, okay, the rest position are messed up. Now we need to check the eyelids tweakers so we can already see the. Okay, the eyelash bone needs to have the same condition, start condition. So all this is correct. They are matching their there. They have some I turned off the subdivision surface modifier. So this is moving up too much, I guess. So here we just these values have changed. All right. We might have to, we need to remap those things. So this remap is actually the range of motion. What is this view? Ah, it's orthographic? No? Ah, here. There we go. So we go back. So we got this bone, maybe it goes up here, and then negative with maybe down here in a very exaggerated condition. This one will go maybe up here, and then down it would be. I'm considering what if the orbicularis oculi, they open the eye even more. So this one maybe about here, and then negative. Well, let's go there. the best we do this, the easier will be to make the automation. Okay, this doesn't need to go that up, I guess. This is fine then. Negative, maybe just about here. This one, let's try about here, and then gonna push this a little more down just in case. Alright, now with this set we can go to the this is a problem. Okay, I will probably need to memorize the values, or no, you can just click here. Okay, so this has the but we need to be okay, so they are in edit mode and we need to so whatever, it's a positive 033. And a negative, so I don't need two windows here. Now maybe it will, for picking the bone it helps. And the negative .026. This one, it's just the map from the map tool. Will have to change, but this is the strategic thing that we need to solve first. So 0.027 negative 0.041. Change bone. Negative 041. So you see the values are not so different. It's just that the eye has changed shapes on the rest position. So I need to, or actually the design maybe a little. I think I deleted a value. No, it is there. Okay, positive 0.022. And negative 0.036. Now we get, let's start from the outer side. I could just note this on a piece of paper. Yeah, let's do this. So it is 0.024 positive and then negative 0.024, right? Then 0.041, negative 0.026, then last one, no, I read incorrect. It's positive 0.026 and negative 0.014, and then I want to round up here, and then finally positive 0.023 and negative 0.011. Then those things on edit mode we could delete. They are too annoying, but at least maybe we keep them, right? It's only when we have the tool on, so might be good for a backup, but maybe it's bad in animation if you open this. I don't know if those things get linked. Okay, let's get here. So this one is positive according to my marks here, 0.024 and negative 24 also. This one in the middle, 26 and negative 0. Okay, this one is the same. The bottom eyelid didn't change that much. Positive this, negative 1. Okay, yeah, much faster that way. So now we can test the automations, like I can start to build this more adequately. So this automation, I think this one could move more, but I think it will be insufficient. I need to wave paint this thing. Yeah, let's go for the wave paint of the So to wave paint this, you need to hide this, and you gotta have to go in wave paint mode, take off the subdivision surface modifier, and address the bones. So in principle, this should contain stronger waves in these ones, and then lesser waves. This time I have more vertices, so it will make this much harder. But yeah, I won't give up, I'll insist. I never done this way. So try to smooth out the waves across, so you get this wavy, structured, very good, very subtle change. We can also try to reduce these waves here. Because we don't want so much influence from. So there will be a delay. I'm not sure this is with these varied vertices if it's the best way. And also here I think we want to take off some serious influences here. Here we need to address this one, so we're gonna without the rest of the mesh, it's unsure what you're getting here. Probably we want this. Yeah, I think this will be, or maybe it's dangerous. We want this a bit sharper. Alright, this seems to be adequate. Let's try this one. We could try have stronger waves here. Let's start giving this one very strong waves here. Stronger there, and this will be normalizing, right? So we don't need to care about how to normalize options. So just here we want to expand here, but less strong, and then just leave like this, and so the corner here will be very strong. Here we want probably this one. We want full string on all this, and then maybe less here, and gradually there seems to be something odd there, so maybe it's this part. There's not enough geometry here, so I'm not sure about... No, this is smooth enough, so it seemed to have a broken curvature. Here we can make some blur here, and also get a stronger wave here. Yeah, so and hide the mesh. So now with the waves, yeah, we have some weird artifacts. This might be the Orbicularis oculi rig, which is incompleted, and here we can try to readapt the automation. So this is too much for this bone, so we don't need map from anymore. Just gonna try to, so when we move up, this is moving too much. Down it doesn't need to do much. Let's reset the pose. It's okay. It's going forward a little. Okay, this is a little. It's acceptable. This is hard to control. So it's going up a lot, we don't want that, so reduce this to just 0 point, something like this maybe. No, it's still too much, so 0.18, no, I think it's too much, like this. Okay, this is nice. Then this one, we could move this. It's barely moving. We can change this, so we can have some. No, this is the X. Maybe we get like, I don't know, this. Could move to the side, right? So this negative X could go more. But it has, then it, yeah, so here I could just change the mesh, but so you can give a constant, right, whether it goes up or down, so it's the opposite, right? When you want stretch like this, and here it splashes. And we want it to move up. Not that much, 23 maybe. It needs also to compensate going down. It's all too strong, so we need to... I don't want the... No, I need the reference there still. Of this is the starting position, so you see how far up and down it has gone, while this could be tricky because they already have the automation. So okay, so it doesn't need to go down that much, so we're gonna get I don't know, this, and so that usually compensates for the top. Okay, that seems good. Then we have some intersections. We should get it pushed. The one that is getting more intersection though is not this one. This barely gets an intersection. This one could even go negatively. When it goes up, this one we don't want this stuff. Probably you could push here, that might help. Yeah, so when move up, squash, stretch negative a little more, so there. This one, when it goes down, we want to push the a little further. Okay, this is very good. And then here, so it could be pushed left, positive X when it goes down, and maybe Y a little, yeah. So got here a little, and yeah, 0.01, and positive 0.01. So when it goes negative, it's a bit too much, right? So this is dangerous. You shouldn't be changing this too much. So very slight stuff. It shouldn't be lowering too much also. And going up also not that much, so we can try 0.6, no, 0. Something like that. I cannot push the bone into the ice surface. That can be dangerous, right? So for example, this one, it has a shrink wrap ice surface and it is outside, but the distance is too close, and this is when I pose it, it's too easy to disrupt, so maybe need something like, well, maybe it's not just about this one, right? They all have the same value, so probably need to okay, still getting this, so this is certainly yes, no, this is not, I see, this is not something about these bones in particular, because the mesh is shrink wrapped and the mesh doesn't care. It's the eyelids that are just we need in this case to maybe reduce the solidify of this. Now it's already very low, the thickness, but it could help. Or maybe this shrink, no, they have a shrink wrap bond constraint, maybe. Can we reduce this? Yes, we can, so this should help. Yeah, already helped with very little consequences apparently. So instead of making the eyelids thicker, just having the okay, and then for these ones, let's try to conclude. Just 3 more to go, so we want to reset here. So when this one moves up, we want this to go a little more forward to prevent intersection, maybe even more. And we want maybe to go a little more up. Okay, and then when it goes down, what we want, it doesn't need to push that much. We want it to go positive X. No, these values are incorrect. No, it's all correct, so why it's not doing a job? Oh, okay, I was doing the inverse. By the way, yes, we could... Now it's when we get here, let's get it move then positive here, so 0.05 maybe something, and less is too much, but 0, it will be subtle, and then less of this value, 0.7 maybe. 6, negative 0.006. There we go. As for here, this is up. Yeah, we want it more aggressively going up, and augmenting this also forward. We want it to go up. This will be ridiculous. No, it's not like this. We want to prevent the intersection with the there, so that will help. And here we don't need to push it forward, we want it to go more negative. Or maybe that's there, I see there's a problem here with flipping. So yeah, this is the wave paint. I don't know how to of course they are following up. The waves shouldn't be like that. So the problem is that I cannot complete the setup here if I... This is why I need to... Yeah, I have created this... Also, let's pick some... Let's fix some creases here. It is 0.3, okay. As usual, except for there we go. Okay, I'll have their creases. So the problem here is that here is the eyelash rate. This thing should match here, otherwise and that could cause other problems. So if this have here, it should match, so we're gonna we'll just have to do this for all. yeah, it is not working in spite of more waves in the borders. Or could it be something about the... No. Could be the shrink wrap. No, it's not this. Okay, so it's stuff about the wave. So this annoying setup will prevent us to get the polished result. But we'll complete the automation nonetheless. So it's, we want this to go up, because this we can have a good approximation here. Even if it's not flipping the way I want, we can see to which extent those things can be good or bad. So I think in my experience this one is good. The amount of and here we need a lot more, so and this here, this could be moved back, yes, and move this. Actually, when we move this up, this one like this. Of course, need to be careful with that, but then when we move also negative x some amount, this one I think is too much, this value here. Now suddenly we got an exaggeration for the top. Yeah, this is absurd. It's almost flipping, but then we have some mesh there that, yeah, it doesn't. Despite the copy waves, I don't know what's going wrong. Let's try to reduce the influence. So in this case I could have helper help. So this is why I didn't want to make this extra face loop. So I will have to find a workaround to... Yeah, I could have an extra helper bone of this eyelash, so like just for the outer edge, and then it will be pushed down, and then I could flip. It's like a one for, or yeah, I could have just one that would share those waves, and that just one in the middle, right? Let's try that. So Shift D. I was thinking about helper of the eyelash already, so it's not so alien right now. So currently these are, they don't have any waves. They will make the flip for all the, so their waves will be very specific, but let's just conclude here first. These, I think that's the last one, right? So this needs to move up, so we got maybe a little more, I don't know. 1, 5, okay, and then when this moves down, I think a bit more maybe. And then maybe positive, yeah, maybe it helps questions, yeah, something like that. And I think it's moving too much down. The expression is great though, so let's change here. -1.4, yeah. And for the top is also good, but I think I can get sorry folks, so here up we want a little more. There, that should be good. Then now we're gonna make this flipping, so it's maybe not so horrible to solve this. We want just the external edge here. And these middle ones complicated, maybe, yeah, we want them. Then also, okay, let's start with this one. So I'm gonna pick this bone, which is follower, it follows exactly the other, could even be parented too. Now it has the automation, but its job will be different. We'll have improve its waves will be precisely here, very strong waves in this vicinity. So in this way it could possibly have a chance to flip. Of course right now I think won't see anything because it's just a bone that is following. However, if I now augment these values, like especially when it is down, we get this one to get like it needs to be a deformed bone maybe. Okay, wrong waves here. So this tweak. Eyelid top 2. Gonna change here. Okay, I don't know what happened. Okay, got it here. There we go. Now let's see the effect. Yes. So it starts to flip. It's not so satisfactory, so we're gonna exaggerate. I'm gonna change these names also. Shift Alt X, extend, Control F2, B for bones, find replace, def 1. No, we're gonna call, instead of eyelash, we're gonna call yeah, instead of eyelash, we're gonna go helper eyelash, and we're gonna Control F2, strip characters. There we go. I never done this technique, but it seems so. The idea, we can also use it as a sort of a shape key faker to sort of correct when the pose is done. I'm not sure that this will work because the condition for the closed curvature of the eyelids is too complex for this thing, so maybe this would be better done with a shape key in the end. But I thought that maybe there would be also, even the shape key wouldn't be sufficient because there'll be cases where we wouldn't be able to match. We might need a controller for this as well, or maybe itself is a controller, so that could help. Like, it's not bad to be able to have some manipulation here, so this is why we need to put add there. Okay, but so far this seems to be working. It's doing the flipping, just not for the extremities there, so maybe we need to wave this as well. Yeah, I don't really like too much this one, but it seems necessary, so I don't know what it takes to revert this. Doesn't seem to work. Even worse, right? Of course, the gradation must be inverted, right? So, like that, yeah. And here, indeed, the logic might not want all these waves here. To have a little less yeah, so you can have some sort of a flow there that seems good. Then for this one, we gonna do the same thing. Let's find just these ones. Do we need anything else? No. So we go to waveplane mode here, and at this point I don't need this eyelids anymore. Just for the symmetrization, I will select this one, and let's use the This don't need exactly to flip the same way. Let's bring them. Okay, so when this goes up, it goes more. Yes, it doesn't need, but yeah, so the rest is like details, but we sort of got it working. Way more complicated with a few face loops. Nightmarish, almost nightmarish. And what I can do here is to what I wanted to do here. Yes, there's an eyelid somewhere. They are already there. Okay, so just pick everything here and symmetrize, and now all the automation is symmetrized to the other side. So now we can get annoying things to maybe some small inconsistencies, but you see the result is very smooth. With the subdivision surface modifier we got so this is good as new. And for the most part the eyelids and eyelashes combination is working. Here there is something that's happening there. We have some contortion there. There's probably some wrong waves in the that is the last one. It's the no, so well it is moving, right? So I see. It is going inward, right? Or it is moving. Yeah, it's moving many strange ways. I'll just try to minimize some effects here by yeah, so this is still a problem of the subdivision thing, that is pushing the mesh apart there, and then we have this weird breaking there. This is not good. I don't know how to solve this. So I know actually how to solve this if I just bring the subdivision, this particular one, before the subdivision, I think. What was it? This one too. No, in principle it's just this one. So, but it creates some. It didn't solve the problem totally. But of course, because now I have this other setup, so let's just turn this off and see what we get spontaneously. No, we don't get. Still getting this stuff, so well, I have the extra geometry. That's why it will not be sufficient to. Okay, so this is, turns out it's way more complicated. So I have to get rid of that geometry because it's just too hard to control with the skinning, with the. It's almost work. Is it like? It's not like. Yeah, if they move in sync, it's a little better. Okay, it's a question. If they move in sync, we can have good results still. And so here is where we might suffer a little to find the perfect response for this. So this is the most difficult thing when the eyelash, this eyelash, they start open. So I don't know what is worse, right? I always change my mind. I never know, right? Having the eyelids start close, it's very bad for the collapsing of the geometry. Then you might probably need a helper bone to fix that. It's not. It's more. It's not appearance, but it can. Maybe it can cause some trouble. Certainly, it will be intersections. This intersection is not good. There's not too much intersection, but the pose is not good. So this is where a shape key to. So, for example, I had this control bone. Can I do anything good with them? Because if I could, this was my plan. Then this should be the time to get them to work. I never wanted to pose this manually, but maybe this will be the also an alternative to the shape keys thing, but it will be very hard because I have to know where they need to go. And you see that it's very hard to get the proper shape. No, it's not that hard. It depends of the eyelids line, right? Yes, whatever. One day I'll have the ideal solution, but for now this is what works for me with a little more complication this time. But what matters for me, if it's a little more complicated, that's okay. What matters for me is to have great expressions, and so this is what we are sort of having almost with some. Let's try to see. if there's anything else to address here. Yeah, so there is eyelash automation. Let's say that this is ready for upper face. So complete the visual. So full eye, eyelid stretching, no, we don't have this, no integration. Eyelids, rest position, revisal. We did this. Rewave paint eyelids, I think I did. Improve eyelids collapsing pose. Not sure about this. Two eyelash, rewave paint eyelids, eyelashes, right? Eyelash automation retake, we did. Shape key for close, or just the eyelashes, or just try the... Yeah, so here probably would like to give a try to the shape key, because maybe it just fix everything quicker. Or we just create more problems. Because the eyelashes, the eyelids can close in many poses, right? And the shape key won't know. It will be blind, so it's probably unlikely. Yeah, because a 3D character can close the eyes in many ways. And one interesting proposition though is that I just thought here, so maybe we could get like a eyelashes regular geometry and then develop them as shape keys. So this is weird, but it sounds interesting. It will be like, I'll get the geometry of the eyelashes not as the character designed by default. What I'll have is that it will be very regular, just as the eyelids. Yes, so the development of the eyelashes then would be just some sort of posing from bones or shape keys. The shape, I think, is shape key. Yes. So it will be a constant, eyelashes with constant shape key for character design. Oh yes. Then I can continue on this rest pose that I have. You see, I'm gonna get all this mesh to be collapsed sort of into the, and they will reach these shapes. I can even use these bases, current bases, as a reference. So I won't need to remodel them as shape key. I just swap the bases. I'll shape this mesh here as the basis, very close to the, so this will be regular geometry. This is the technique of that is used and expressed in the Universonic Melt rig for the lips. So it's very regular geometry, and this will help the skinning method to work better. And so you see then when I have hidden the problem of the closing eyelids is out of the eyelids that don't match the curvature. They are, it's a little workful, but it works. We can close them. The problem is with we can find this could be just a pose asset, so it's not too difficult to match, but it's very difficult with the eyelashes. However, when the eyelashes become regular meshes, we can probably start out by having them very regular in this way, and so the rest is the rest. We should control them with bones, with there's be the constant shape key, so this will be maybe when the eyelids close, we can drive the constant shape key to become more like the original size. This will be a bit awkward, but it will sort of shrink the eyelashes, but not to the maximum, just to the minimum, just to some extent in which they will better. It will be easier to close them altogether. And yes, so, and we can also, because the meshes will be regular for the eyelashes, it will be much easier to wave paint them and have more not so surprisingly strange results, but we'll have regular geometry to wave paint. So this sounds very promising. I never tried here, I never had this idea. So wiggle eyelash again. Lower, yeah, but I can say that for this character, Dorothy, the main character, we got the just in case, let's resymmetrize here. The inverse sonic melt rig, then there'll be, or the melt rig that I'm doing here, there'll be many things to make, so I think that will be my next focus. Something bad about these faces here. Too sharp in the front line. Still this should be flat, so I have a lot of irregular stuff going on here. These lines are not matching. Okay, we're gonna see how the character looks in the this was the most important, essentially. The eyes, there those are working. Then the mouth is we get some expressions already, but it's a bit limited. For what I need, I believe there's poses that are possibly not accessible yet. It might look good right now, but I'm sure that a lot of things are missing. But this is good, so that means that yes, folks, I think I can start streaming I can start the creation of the webcomics actually. Oh no, there's the anatomic lips. Yeah, this is sort of, where's the, that should be fundamental. Here, yeah, this will be priority. Let's reset the pose. Here I think I don't have the simplify. Yeah, we have. Yeah, to have it to pose without the. This probably is happening because of the lack of no, it is there's having some strange artifact with these controllers. Probably I need to make those. Oh yeah, it's the eye holes. The eye holes are not ready. So it's not about the subdivision surface modifier, just I've lost the waves in a stupid mistake. I think in 3D it's very hard to get good character expressions. That right, it's just very hard compared to good 3D traditional stuff. So if I try to match the, oops, I did a terrible thing here, change the active to the object. I don't have the physics going on for the character yet, so this is I need to reassess the physics. I mean, for the hair it should be just a question of enabling it, I guess. Animation, yes, there we go. Of course, that you see there's some challenge with this already. Fortunately, yeah, we have to reassess the physics of those the wiggle bones that are there. We are having some struggle. I have, however, a way to. In this case, let's just reset physics. Not sure it did what I wanted. The hair seems okay. Let's disable. It's just a last render, so I can complete the day. Let's see if we can get anything interesting. Yeah, so this is, yeah, so it's clipping here and there, but pose incomplete. But with a good pose, with a little attention, we can get enough content here. Expressive solution for the, I'm saving this anyway just to remember the work in progress. So with this, folks, there is an add-on that I was looking, an animator that makes scenes that creates text bubbles, like for Webcomics, precisely that. I think I can use this for my process. I'm not sure, I was considering doing them manually, but now I think if the add-on works properly, that should be great addition. I think it uses geometry nodes, so it should be simple. It's all preset, I guess. I'll make some tests, so tomorrow I'll be bringing that, and we'll see. Also, if I can, I'll try tomorrow to already start showcasing the production beginning, because I think I can manage to get used already to the solutions that I'll be using. Storytelling should start, if not tomorrow, then after tomorrow, because now in what concerns the character, I think I have enough expressions for everything, for the some basic scene that it should be in the beginning. So that's it, folks. Thanks for watching. Hope that was interesting. Take care and happy blending. See you soon, and good luck on your projects.